The next big trend that we're seeing this month in June is a lot of the independent comic publishers are now starting to enter the world of superheroes. What we mean by independent comic publishers are those who have started off as small companies and have been independent of the larger Marvel DC companies who are not as corporate organized as those two are. Malibu, not Malibu, but Valiant actually is a corporate structure type of company, but it's headed by people who I think really know what they're doing. Image, on the other hand, is more like a loose conglomeration of artists saying, hey, let's put this stuff together, let's get it out, let's do something with it. But they don't have the organization yet, and that's probably Image's biggest downfall, is that the fact that their books are great when they come out, but because you're dealing with an artist schedule who's busy trying to make money and other stuff, like trading cards and t-shirts and things like that, they're not paying all that much attention to the comics, which is their real stock and trade. So an Image book can come out 2, 3, 4 months after its original date. And sometimes the fans can get really, really annoyed when that happens. It hasn't happened yet because they're still too hot. But it will be interesting to see what happens if this trend keeps up over the next couple of years.
Images, their biggest appeal with Image is the fact that it's kind of a free agent outlook to comics. Basically, it's a free agency. Bring all the hot artists and writers over there because you're giving them all the royalties, all the great perks and all that, giving them a lot of flexibility. So that's bringing all these hot artists and writers over to Image. But now they're giving them a little too much flexibility, and we're not seeing monthly books coming out here. The closest one is coming out on a monthly basis is Spawn. The rest of these titles, you don't even have shipping dates because you might see one every month, you might see it every 3 months. That's the one downfall about Image versus Valiant. And possibly it does take a little longer though for Image to make such really good art that they're putting into it. So that could be the other reason it's taken so long to come out with.
Maybe so, but I do believe that if they got on a straight production schedule and kept it, they should be able to do a little better than they are now.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the next trends that's coming out is through a company, Malibu, in fact, who had the original Image distribution when Image first started. Malibu is starting its own set of superheroes called the Ultraverse, which is going to be more mainstream heroes competing more along the lines of the Valiant, Marvel, and DC people, probably more than the Image folks. And the Ultraverse is going to be a number of different folks with different types of powers and different types of abilities, I guess.
Exactly.
You know, to try to hook you in. For example, this one hard case here, just as the name implies, is that he's going to have ultra-human strength, near invulnerability, increased sight, hearing reflexes. He's going to have weaknesses like being hurt by force, although it might take the equivalent of heavy artillery to do it.
Exactly.
So they're going to give you a good idea of the things that are necessary. But I must admit that this one here, they're called Prime. This one I think might be interesting, mainly because of the fact that it's a Superman type of character. Ultra-human strength, invulnerability, telescopic vision. He can harness his life force and direct it as energy blasts, but it's like a 13-year-old kid.
Exactly.
You know? So it's one of these things that,
showing the panels where he comes out of his skin.
I don't know if you can see it, but he kind of turns into this aliens type of blob to be the creature, the superhero, and then he sheds his skin to turn back to a 13-year-old. Could you imagine leaving all this glop around?
And that's a unique kind of concept. I've never seen anybody actually shed their skin. I've seen a lot of different costume ideas, but this one, they're actually going to try something where the guy sheds his skin. That'll be interesting.
That's going to have a unique appeal, because this really brings a lot of the teenagers into play, because every kid would love to be Superman. I would. You know, and it just really gives you that chance to live into that and become that mythic hero, you know, become a god in your own mind.